Hi. So here's the thing. I completely fucked up my 20s and I do not want to fail my 30s too. So I have decided to embark on this 365-day journey to completely create my dream life, or at least to put my life on better path. A little backstory. As a child, I was heavily depressed. I could not enjoy life, and nobody had any idea why. I also started to have eating disorder very soon at 7 or 8 years old, and I was full of anxiety. The more I grew up, the worse it went. I spent my teenage year being heavily medicated because doctors were telling me that no, this is chronic depression. Only medicine can help you. And I thought, okay, all my life I will struggle. It was the case until I was 28, where I was diagnosed with PTSD. And from here, I started on a healing journey. That healing journey was very slow at first. And then as the time went by, it got better and faster. But since I did not have this part of my childhood or my teenage year where I could dream about what I wanted to become, kind of follow what was happening, never made any choice. And so when I realized that, I decided to sell everything I owned and to start traveling the world. I was a freelancer, so I was still able to work, but at least I will go in different places and find different ways of living and try what I like, or at least try to find me again. Currently, I'm in Colombia, I'm in Medellin, and there is a storm coming. So hopefully, I will be able to film that video. So, why now? So, why do I have a declick now and now 1 year and a half when I start living? Well, because at first I was using travel as some kind of coping mechanism. Like, there are always a novelty and it's good. But if you don't fix what's wrong, that thing will follow you up everywhere. And at some point, I started to realize that even though I was enjoying what I was seeing and I was meeting nice people, there were a lot of days where I was still not living completely or not active in that life. I was just like waiting for things to happen. While I'm traveling, I'm still continuing on that healing journey, but with also a different way. And 2 months ago, I went on a retreat in the Bolivian Amazon with a shaman to work on some blockage and especially to be able to reconnect my unconscious mind and conscious mind, kind of. And the fact that I was still hiding and I was still very ashamed of my past came up a lot. I felt like my only job was to help people, but like being in the shadow, never taking some space, never, yeah, being the leader or even making decision for myself. And so I decided to change that. I have to start being more active in that change. I also realized that even though I have a very different background than most people, I could still be relatable in some way, and it could still be useful for some people to see somebody working on so many areas in life. So I decided to embark on that journey and to feel myself. I chose to give 365 days because I need a deadline. Otherwise, I will keep pushing things away. With that deadline, it's long enough to see some change, but it's short, so I need to move and I need to move quickly. So, how do I plan to organize that? Well, usually I function with quarter. In my business, this is what I do. Every quarter, I will decide on a very big goal, and then every month, I will have a part of that goal. The idea behind that is that the goal you have on the month one and the habits you will take on month one, you will continue them on month two. But since now you are used to it, you don't need to give it as much as energy as you needed before. So you can add another habit or another goal. And after 12 months, then you have 12 new habits, you have changed 12 things. I decided to work on 6 areas of my life. There are many more that will need some improvement, but those 6 were, I'll say, the most important. So the first one is health. Of course, mental health. I'm way better now, but I still need to be careful and maybe need to find some tools to not let stress take over my life as much as I do right now. Due to chronic stress, I also developed PCOS and I have a lipodema. I know that you can manage it, not heal it, but manage it with activity, diet, supplements, but I do not know anything about it. And so health will be a very big focus for me. Second area, finances. I know this is not talked about a lot, but when you have mental health, you may have financial problem. In my case, in my 20s, I was hospitalized once. I needed to take very tough medicine that made me unable to work. And so I took loans for that, meaning I had debt. And also, when I was depressed, I will not open letters from the government or stuff like this. So, a lot of snowball here. This is a journey I started last year because I spent 3 months looking at every debt I had. And this is awful to do. This was atrocious. Every time I will find something, I will find a debt and I will start paying it, one other would pop up. But after 3 months, with finding a lot of different debt and a lot of different problems, after 3 months, I was able to have a number and I was able to create a first plan. I repaid 18,000 euros, so on a European salary, over the last 12 months. Qu'est-ce que c'est que ça? So, okay, I repaid a big chunk. I still have a smaller chunk of it to pay, but no, the difference is I have project. And for the first time, I can see a future. But if I want a future and project, I need to save, I need to manage my money better. I need to increase my revenue because I'm also aware that if I need to kind of repair the missing year or feel for the missing year, I will need more money. So yeah, finances, I need to sort things out. I need to make things happen. Third area, and this one is a little bit particular, is career. So I'm a director of marketing. I used to work as a freelancer for startups. I used to also be a teacher in master's degree. However, I did not choose marketing in my life. When I was 20, I was in my first year of university in French literature and I was struggling. So if you have mental health problem, school is tough. But also I had 3 jobs to pay for everything and I liked the classes kind of, but it was very like literature I don't like. I was bored. So I decided to create a blog at that time. Keep in mind it was 15 years ago. So there were not a lot of blogs. So I created a blog where I would share 3 times per week book review, thrillers, young adult, more contemporary, personal development. I will share everything and it will be like my personal journal. And someday I received a message from an agency in Paris. I'm from the south of France. And they were like, hey, we need somebody to write on internet for one of our clients. We do not know anybody to do that. Do you want to take an internship with us? Any internship. You move to Paris, you come, and we teach you everything. I've never heard about marketing before. I've never heard about communication. It was very new to me. And so, of course, I took the opportunity. I will say the first year of my life, everything was new. New for me, but also new in France. So I was able to really deep dive into learning new things, into trying things. It was very free in the approach, and I liked it. Then when I started getting bored, I was offered a teacher position in some professional master degree. So you don't need a degree for it. You just need to be a professional with enough experience. And since I was able to learn and to explain things to people, they gave me a lot of different classes. So I was teaching digital strategy, content marketing, entrepreneurship, influencer marketing, content creation, inbound marketing. I'm missing a lot of them. SEO, innovation, did I tell it? Project management. and a lot of things. I liked it. I like teaching. But again, this felt very disconnected. I'm still working as a freelancer in marketing, but my goal with this type of huge area of working on myself is to find what I really want to do because I never chose to do marketing. So I want more choice in that. I know that I won't have completely switched career by next April. But what I would like to do is to be on a completely different path and at least have figured out or narrowed down the way I want to go. I tend to do this a lot to my clients. When they want to know the full plan, I say, well, if you go on a hike today, you know where you want to go and that it will be beautiful, but you do not know exactly what it will be. And if you wait to see in your mind the exact path to take, you will never start. When you go on a hike, you know the direction you're going forward. Okay, my battery let me down. But when you go on a hike, you just start and you figure things out along the way. Same with career. But then fourth area, which will be very connected to that, fourth area, which will be very connected to that, business. Because even though I'm planning on switching everything, I'm still a freelancer. I just want to modify my business in a way that will require less, what do you say, paid by the hour type of work. So I want to create some online classes. I would like to develop content creation, but maybe more professional side of content creation, like content creation for professional. So I need to switch completely my business because what I have today is good, but it won't sustain, for example, a potential career switch where I will have to go back to a more junior position. I know that if I do that and I have a lower salary, but I still need to repay my debt, save for a project and stuff like this, it will not match. So I need to turn my business into something that can also be kind of automatized. We will see. Fifth area, because the storm is really coming, people. Um, I call it that way because I don't know how to call it. But since I was super depressed, I was very like away from people and I was just keeping so far off everything. I'm also super introvert. So creating some new relationship with people is tough. What I want to do with that area is to create some friendship, long lasting friendship, good friendship, and also to build community and to work on myself in community too. And last area, I call it be myself. It's very vague, but when I was diagnosed with PTSD and when my lipodema started and I gained a lot of weight, there was a part of my brain that just went like, oh, no, you are not struggling anymore. You are not crazy anymore. So just be normal. And I became invisible. Whereas before, I used to be very interested in fashion, I used to like makeup, and I just stopped everything like that. So, with the be myself, is also to kind of stop caring that much about what other people believe, try to dress as I want to dress, try to find a style, try to find some hobbies I really want to do, even though people think it's dumb. It's like just find myself back in the middle of everything. So it's a long list, but I'm sure that in 1 year I can make a lot of change. And so, with all that being said, what can you expect from this channel? Well, first things, you can expect a lot of transparency because I do not believe in perfection all the time. I do believe that I am human, you are human, but I'm very imperfect human. So I will try some stuff, I will fail, I will have to go back to the first step, I will succeed in some stuff. I may change my mind along the way, but what I really want is transparency. This is what I prefer when I watch content. I love smaller creator because they're very transparent with everything. And thank you for everybody creating budget video with a detail of their budget, for example, and a detail of what they messed up because I learned so much more than when perfect kind of financial guru explain everything. I don't relate to them. So, transparency. You can expect to use me as a guinea pig because if you tell me to try something, I may try it and I will give you a feedback. I'm really open to any suggestion as long as it's relevant and that it's kind of educated. As long as it's interesting and I can try, like I have the financial mean, I have the time, I will try it and I will give you a feedback. So you can expect that. In the content, I would like to do one weekly vlog to show what I'm trying, how it's working, and like the little details. But also, once I will have mastered kind of something, or once I will have known something, create a detailed video. Those videos will always be after I educate myself on the topic. I do not want to give false information on this channel about anything. So yeah, at least one weekly vlog, one video when I master some kind of topic, like for example, with freelancing. I think one of my next video will be to explain to you how I managed to develop my profile on Upwork to go in less than a year from 0 to almost 50,000 revenue generated. That I mastered it. I tried it twice. I know it's working. I know my advices are working. Can make a separate video to it. Same with budget. Once I will have mastered the last little details, we will talk about budget. I would like to do some monthly budget to have a lot of transparency about number, what I earn, what I spend. I don't know yet how to create that. I want also to tell you every quarter what I'm working on. And so do some kind of checkpoint, maybe every month, every 2 months. I do not know that yet. So this is what you can expect from this channel. I will go on a path that will be super imperfect, but I think this is also the beauty. I'm keeping with the hiking metaphor, but if you go on a hike, you don't want to go on a hike on a very plain road. You like to go on the quirky path and the strange feature type of path. This is the same. This will be the same thing. So if I can manage to finish this video with the plain storms, fruit sellers, and all the noise popping all the time, yeah, can I finish? Can I? If you like to join me on that path, well, you can subscribe. I will be extremely happy about it. You can leave me some suggestion. I will read it. I will reply to it. And I hope to see you in my next video, which will be the goal I'm tackling for this quarter and what I'm gonna be doing this month specifically, which will be very business focused. So if you're a freelancer, aspiring freelancer, business owner, you may want to stick with it. I hope to see you next time.